class, we're going to work on some exercises for the upper body to open out the chest and the shoulders. A lot of us in our daily lives, we spend a lot of time at a computer or sitting with a book or a device in our hands, and our shoulders tend to come a little bit forward and we get an arch through the top of the back. Over time in that position, the muscles here in the shoulders and across the chest tighten, and we end up with a slightly hunched look. So today we're going to work on opening out the chest and the shoulders. So we'll start with our usual warm-up. Stand towards the back of your mat, your feet about hip distance apart. Let's elongate up through the spine, so nice and tall. Let's engage the tummy muscles and let's float the arms. Drop head in line with arms down towards the mat. Soft through the back of the legs. Let's just let the head hang. Get a nice stretch through the lower back and the backs of the legs. Let's rebuild slowly, one bone at a time. Let's again lift the arms. Drop the head in line with the arms down towards the mat. We'll just hang. Use the weight of the head to get a nice stretch. And let's just rebuild. This time, as you lift the arms, I'd like you to cactus the arms back, but the movement is just coming from the shoulder. The gaze is going to remain forward, so we're not looking up towards the ceiling. We're not arching through the spine. So if I'm to do that from the side, we're lifting the arms and it's just the shoulders and the elbows that are opening out to the side. So let's start that. Again, neutral position, nice and tall. Let's lift the arms and let's wing the elbows and the arms out to the side. Then we'll stretch up and forward down towards the mat. Keep engaged through the tummy. Keep relaxed through the backs of the legs. Let's rebuild. We'll do one more with the cactus arms. So stand nice and tall. Arms up, arms wide, keep the spine in alignment, arms up, head in line with arms, down towards the mat. Get a nice stretch through the shoulders and let's just rebuild one bone at a time. Super, so let's transition down to the mat. If you come to the back of your mat, we'll just bend the knees slightly and walk out onto all fours. Slide the hands out in front of you a little and let's just drop down onto the mat. So we'll start the mat sequence with some more exercises to stretch out the chest and the shoulders. So we're going to put the hands just under the head and rest the forehead down onto the hands. I just need to turn my head to the side so that I can talk. But from this position, we're going to switch on the legs. So the legs should be about hip distance apart. We're not going to actually lift the legs off the mat, but I'd like you to imagine that you're about to lift the legs. So the toes are not coming off the mat, but just bring the legs slightly away from the mat to just switch on the muscles in the legs and the bum. Keep relaxed through the shoulders and engage through the tummy. Let's rest the forehead onto the hands and then let's just lift the upper body off the mat, keeping the neck in line with the chest. So we're not tilting the head backwards to look forward, but keeping the gaze down towards the ground. Let's go down. Let's keep the legs switched on, tummy engaged, and come up for 2. Let's do 8, that's 3. Just come as far as is comfortable for you. Should be no stress or strain on the body. 5, 6, 7, 8, and relax. This time we're going to stay in the same position. We're going to switch on the legs, switch on the tummy, rest the head onto the hands, and we're going to lift the elbows as far as they will come up comfortably. So rest the head down, switch on the legs, switch on the tummy, and let's lift the elbows and get a nice stretch through the chest and shoulders. We'll do 4 more, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll do one more exercise in this position. This one is quite tough, so just you don't need to come very far off the mat. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to rest the head back down onto the hands, and we're going to lift the entire upper body, including the arms, off the mat. And it takes quite a bit of strength to do that. So if you can get the arms off the mat, even just a tiny bit, that's enough. But if you can lift up, that's even better. So let's prepare. We'll switch on the legs, switch on the tummy, relax through the shoulders, head onto the hands, take a deep breath in to prepare, and let's float the upper body, including the hands, off the mat. Just as far as is comfortable for you, and then back down to the mat. We're going to go for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Well done, those ones are quite hard. Let's bring the hands beside the chest and let's push back into a shell stretch, just to stretch out that back. We'll come up to an all-fours position, drop the legs to the side, and let's spin around onto our bum. So we're going to do a nice little massage exercise for the back. We're going to roll like a ball. I'm going to show you 2 different options. For both, we're going to start in a seated position with the legs at a 90-degree angle, the feet flat on the mat. Feet this time are together. We're going to drop slightly through the lower back and get a slight curve here the whole way through the lower back and up through the upper back. Option 1 is to place your hands just a little bit behind your bum, engage through the tummy, lift the feet off the mat and gently roll back and forward. Option 2, if you'd like a little bit more challenge and a little bit of fun, we're going to grab the back of the legs, we're going to arch down through the spine, lift the feet off the floor, and we're going to roll down through the spine up to the shoulders. So nice and slowly, we should be touching all parts of the spine against the mat. Make sure you don't roll up onto the neck. We're only going as far as the shoulders and then back up to a seated position. So let's begin. We get ourselves into our start position. Pick the exercise that you want to do. I'm going to do the rolling. It should be a bit of fun. So let's just hold the back of the legs, drop down through the spine, lift the feet off the floor, and let's roll for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest the feet down and let's just move ourselves back into the middle of the mat. You're probably at a funny angle or maybe off your mat altogether. So let's come back into the center of the mat. We'll sit with our feet at about a 90-degree angle. Let's hold the back of the legs to just gently transition down to the floor. So we're going to do 2 exercises in this position. The first thing we're going to do is bring our spine into alignment, because the alignment of our spine is going to be very important for both of the exercises that we're going to do. So if you bring your knees just up until your feet are flat on the mat, so it's probably about a 45-degree angle, the legs are about hip distance apart. I'd like you to make a diamond with your fingers and your thumbs. Place your thumbs on your navel and your fingers on your pubic bone. And then just let's rock back and forward through the hips. So the back is arching up and then the back is arching down. You'll see that the fingers are sometimes higher than the thumbs, and when you're rolled forward, the thumbs will be higher than the fingers. I'd like you to stop at the point where the fingers and the thumbs are level with each other. So that's our nice neutral spine position, not arched forward and not arched back. For this exercise, the first exercise, the entire aim of the exercise is to keep your spine in that neutral position as we work the legs. So as we lift the legs, the temptation will be to arch the back probably forward to take the strain off the tummy. We want to keep those tummy muscles really tightly engaged so we can keep the spine in this neutral position. So we're going to start with the hands down at the sides. Relax through the shoulders, engage strongly through the tummy. Let's lift the right foot off the mat and let's float the right leg up to a tabletop position, keeping the spine in that neutral position. We're going to just gently lower and lift. The only thing that's moving should be the leg. So stay relaxed through the shoulders. Keep the spine in the neutral position. So no arching through the spine, no rocking through the hips. You shouldn't be tilting to either side. We have 3 to go. 7, 8, and relax. Let's just shake out the body. Let's just arch the spine again a few times, just to reset, refine that neutral position. So relax through the shoulders, engage through the tummy. Let's lift the left foot and float it to tabletop. Keep the spine in the neutral position. So we go down and up for 8, 7, 6, keep the tummy muscles engaged. 3 more. The only thing moving should be the leg. Last one. And relax. Well done. It's hard to keep the tummy stable during those exercises. The last exercise that we're going to do is in the same position. Again, we're going to try and keep the spine in that neutral position as we mobilize the hip. So what I'll just show you first. What we'll do is we'll keep the spine in alignment. We're going to float the leg up to a tabletop position, but we're going to pretend this time that there's a pencil pointing out of the top of the knee, and we're going to use the pencil to draw small circles on the ceiling. So we're going to drop the hip very slightly out to the side and then bring the knee forward, keeping the leg in line with the ceiling as we make small circles. As we're circling, we're keeping the body as stable as possible. So the hips shouldn't be rocking from side to side. We shouldn't be tilting from side to side, and the spine should stay in the neutral position, which may mean that your circles need to be quite small. So focus on the stability rather than on the size of your circle. So let's start together. We'll get ourselves into a nice neutral position. So let's rock back and forward through the spine again. Find our neutral position. Let's relax through the shoulders, engage the tummy, feet flat on the mat, and let's float the right leg up to tabletop position, keeping the spine in alignment. Let's start with 4 circles out to the side. So small circles. Keeping everything else aligned. Just whatever size circle works for you to keep the spine and the hips in alignment. Let's go back the other way for 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax the foot down to the floor. Let's just reset. Just arch through the spine, find our neutral, relax through the shoulders, engage the tummy, and let's float the left leg. And again, we'll start out to the side and forward. Small circles. 2, 3, 4, and let's reverse. Keep the hips stable. Keep the spine in alignment. 2 more. And rest the foot down to the mat. To bring ourselves up to a seated position, we're going to just lift the head and shoulders off the mat, grab the back of the leg, and use it as a lever to pull you up to sitting. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed those exercises. I hope you got a nice stretch through the shoulders and the chest. And we'll see you back here soon. Bye.